Ladies and gentlemen, tuna, multa. Welcome to episode one of the Papa G podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Papa G. This is a 30-day podcast challenge. And I'm just going to stick it on YouTube, not care too much about putting it on other platforms. It's just going to go on my YouTube channel. I need like a 30-day challenge. And this is what it is. So this is all going to be like somewhat faceless. You've got my name. You've got my voice. Okay. Today's episode, 30 minutes long. I'm going to cut it at that. I've got many stories to talk to you about. And that's the purpose, really, of this podcast. Some storytelling. Other episodes, which is the usual format. It'll be me doing a monologue, or I will be interviewing somebody over something. Okay, you remember the tagline for my YouTube channel is, in fact, bringing different people together over different conversations. And I have been lazy. I have been lazy with this YouTube channel. Thankfully, I do. Like I say to people sometimes, like, "Oh, I've actually got a YouTube channel," and they're like, "Oh, wow, so cool." And I see all this, like, their eyes are twinkling. There's happiness. They're like, "Oh, how many subscribers?" I'm like, "Oh, 150." It's actually 166, I believe now. Lonely days, lonely days. But that's because, like, I was not keeping up with making up videos and everything. So, excuse me 1 second. So today, anyway, a 30-minute episode. That's what we're here for. It's going to be some storytelling, and my internet is down. Okay, I normally play this game where you give me one random word, and people start off with apple. I'm like, no, I don't need apple. And I go, a hammer. I'm like, I don't need a hammer, man. It's like, give me something different, and I'll give you a story. If I have one, I will give you a story related to that word, whether it's a verb, adjective, noun, pronoun. So let's begin. That's a 3 minute introduction done. I'm going to look around my room, see if I can find some warm up. We have some, I'm actually in Thailand at the minute, and I have some Tiger Balm. I don't know if you can hear this paper. I have a pretty good microphone. Hang on. Right, I don't know. Close your eyes, have a think. Does that sound like a $100 note in my hand? Yes, it does, baby. Okay. Do not be afraid to use headphones during these podcast sessions. What I have in my hand are instructions for a balm that I got recently. I thought it was Tiger Balm, and I was given it for free. And now that I'm thinking about how I got this, I cannot believe I was so stupid to think that this was Tiger Balm. Um, it was given for free. It's this note. It feels like money and everything, like Monopoly money. Has this cool. It looks like Monopoly money too. If you were to design a Monopoly money note, you would have this rectangle piece of paper. It's thin paper, and somehow as you're designing the picture, there's like a black border, which is the same size as this piece of paper itself, same dimensions, but maybe like 5% smaller. And that's like the inner frame. And then inside that frame, you'd put in your pictures. So here, anyway, it's not a note, it's their instructions for Monkey Bam, as it were. And I got this from, yeah, it is. They call it white. I'm turning it over, there's more instructions. It's called White Monkey Holding Peach Balm. Okay, and half this, there's actually three types of instructions. One third is Thai, the other third is Chinese. Let me just double check that because Japanese can look really similar. Hang on. Yeah, we're up this far north. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's North Thailand. I'm in Chiang Mai. So this is going to be Chinese. And then the third part is in English. Directions. We've got for the relief of minor muscular aches and pains, insect bites, and sprain. Caution. Do not apply to irritated skin. Off. If excessive irritation develops. And that is how it's written on the page, folks. Sometimes the translation doesn't work. Can you hear that guy? I'm in a hotel, by the way. There's somebody else moving in here. We're what is it? Avoid getting into the eyes or mucous membranes. Do not use for children under 2 years old. Keep out of reach of children. Uh, yeah, aches, pains, and mosquito bites. And the place that I got this, folks. See, this thing I was expecting, like when I was given this by a monkey. Okay, I know I thought it was BAM, and the guy beside me had said Tiger BAM. So I was like, okay, cool. Tiger Balm, and I was quite disappointed with the size of this thing. And I just walked away with it because it's a freebie, right? So it is really small, right? The size of your thumbnail, and 4 millimeters in depth. But yeah, Tiger Balm was one thing, is what I had in mind. It's Monkey Balm. It looks different, and it's still like still a balm. All right, if you know what Tiger Balm is or how that feels, you can put it on your chest. It kind of feels like Vaseline. But I do remember back in the day, questions were being asked like Tiger Balm, is it actually made out of tiger? I don't have any research on that at the minute, and I don't want to feed you garbage, folks. But the question, this is back in the day, like 2002. I mean, the question was being asked. So this monkey balm stuff, I'm kind of asking myself, it feels similar. So I don't know if any monkey goes into this, as it were. And on that same day, by the way, just to let you know, I had been invited out to the countryside of Chiang Mai by a German man and his Thai wife. They have a young son, Diego. He was pretty cool. He looks like Christian Balak. For a kid that's mixed race, actually, he looks like Christian Balak, you know. And, or is it Michael Balak? Or whoever that Balak guy was from German football team. I don't actually watch football anymore, folks. But I remember there being a Balak and he was this talisman for Germany. Like their kid, he kind of looks like this. So anyway, the father had said to me, "Look, do you want to come out today? Because we're going to do a country day out, and we're going to see tigers, we're going to see snakes, and we're going to see monkeys." And I was like, "Yeah, man, totally. This is over like breakfast. So like next thing we get the money together." And what the hell was it now? It was also young Diego's birthday, and I would like to add at this point, like somehow, like now that we're all on this bus, and we're the only ones on this bus that's going to bring us up to this place. And it's like a red bus. There's the back door is open. You can fall out. So hold on to those railings. It's in Thailand. This is not a tuk-tuk. Like I know what you're picturing, but this is different. It kind of looks like a Ghostbuster. Remember the Ghostbusters? Okay, cool. So like it kind of looks like one of their car, but it's all red, and you sit in the back of it, if you know what I mean. And then the back door, there is no back door. It's just like a space, so you can fall out. So hold on to those railings anyway. So my point being anyway with this monkey band, like the sadness about the whole thing, if there is any other sadness, it's that when I was at the Tiger Kingdom, okay, which was really cool. It like I could see like you always wonder like are these animals being treated well? And I've heard horrible rumors about the elephants being beaten with sticks and all this kind of stuff. And I was told never to go and never see it and all this jazz. So anyway, we're at the Tiger place and I got to see just quickly. I mean, there's going to be a video on that anyway, so I'll just let you watch it. But I met like Bengali tigers who are huge. I met like small ones, and they were already big. You should see the big one. I mean, that was like a sofa, and I do say that in the video. And then you see the wee Siberian tigers, which are still lethal killers. I almost got bitten by one. Ish, almost got bit. Thankfully, the trainer was there with his wee stick, and he didn't want to move. He did tell me to move. So it did. But anyway, my point is that the Tigers very clean, very clean living conditions. Like I can see clearly they were well hosed. Now, where I come from back home in Ireland, I've seen animals. Like I've seen cat sanctuary, dog sanctuary. I've seen cattle in their pens. I've seen horses in their pens and farmers and whatnot. Like they clean it every day. It's always hosed every day. You know what I mean? He's out in his boots and whatnot. So the tiger pens in the Chiang Mai, anyway, in the tiger kingdom, they're well kept, and that was cool. Also, the snakes. Now, here's the problem with snakes. If you keep it too clean, they've got nowhere to live. So you need to throw some soil and dirt in there, some dry leaves, twigs, branches. You should sweep this up, but they kind of need that. But otherwise, it's clean. Some snakes get fed mice. Other snakes get fed other snakes, believe it or not. And this does get explained in the snake video, which I'm going to be making soon. Um, like the German fella, the father. And by the way, at this point, so I'm going to say this to you, like young Diego, it was his birthday. So I remember when we were on the bus, he was like so annoyed and he was like sulking that I was on this like birthday expedition, like because it's his birthday and everything. Excuse me. I remember, at one point the father did turn to me and he goes, young Diego, because I could see Diego had a sour face. Like Diego didn't want to say hello to me and I didn't know why. And I just sat there like looking out the back. You got bikers and all coming behind you. Not like Vietnam, though. Vietnam has got nothing but bikers. One or two cars. Over in Thailand here, you see so many more cars. And folks, I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if I've said this before, but sorry guys, I've got a chest infection. Um, yeah. Sorry guys, I had to take a quick minute break there, man. Excuse me. But yeah, anyway, Diego was like annoyed. I was there. But by the end, even by the middle, at this point by the snakes, in particular when I almost got bitten by one, a king cobra, which if they do bite you, like you really do have 60 seconds, like to try to live. It's going to kill you in 60 minutes, 60 minutes. And what was it now? Thankfully, where we were for the cobras, we were 5 minutes away from the hospital. At which point you're hoping you get the antidote for this king cobra bite within the next 5 minutes, and then you should be okay. All right. I mean, you're going to survive. You're going to go through some problems and everything, but you will still live and hopefully mend. So yeah, when I sprinted away from the king cobra, which do move a bit fast, and I hate it whenever these animals take a sniff around your surroundings. This isn't the first time I've had an animal check me out, and it is weird. Like, did you ever play with cats and dogs, guys, and gals, and people who are trans, and everyone? I mean, I'll call you all like guys if you know what I mean. Sorry if you find it offensive. I'm not trying to hurt you or anything. Uh, but as humans, like, do you not remember playing with cats and dogs? And you'll get that day when you do realize. I mean, this animal, this beast that is beneath me, really. I mean, humans are top of the animal kingdom, and we have to think like that. We have diseases that can break us. King cobras, like I say, I'm trying to outsprint this, and I know you want to hear about it. But the cats and the dogs, you will interact, and you'll see cats thinking, and sometimes it's funny, and then there's like dogs thinking, and there's times when that's funny. But it's funny in particular because of the fact that you're recognizing intelligence. In the future, anyway, I'll be doing an episode just on times where I really have had to interact with animals. For this King Cobra one, anyway, which I've already started, so I'll finish it. The King Cobra kind of, I mean, it's not a robot, but it's kind of crawling out of its like space. There's like a ring. If you can imagine like a ring that you would put on a woman's finger or a man's finger, or even like Lord of the Rings. Do you remember how the ring? See how it looks like a circle, but it also looks tubular. So you would take that ring and say it's huge. Say this ring, like from Lord of the Rings, is again it's hard to call it. I don't know. I want to be well with you on this one. Like say, I'm trying to think what 4 meters in diameter, and it is Like the ring itself, like how like tall is if it's lying on the ground, like how tall is it? Uh, it's like 6 inches of concrete. It's made out of concrete. There's no inscription. Inside there's blue carpet, and that's where the snake and the snake trainers are. And you should see these guys spar. As in the snakes with the trainers and the trainers with the snakes. But anyway, I'm not trained, and this thing's now kind of crawl. It's wee head sneaking out of the. It really does kind of go for me. I take a step back, thankfully, because I was in this kind of crouching position anyway. Um, Kung Fu style. Because we're taking a photograph of this. I'm taking a photograph of the snake. It kind of turns around, kind of looks, sniffs for me, looks for me, kind of goes forward a bit. I turn around because I don't want to piss around on this thing, man. And there's an audience in front of me too. Like there's people here. I sprint like literally two dashes, and then I have like these seats that the people sit in. So there's row one, then row two is like higher, and then row three is higher still. So I just climbed those three stairs, turned around. By this time, the guy's already got the snake in the pit. Everyone's laughing at me. I do this little dance. I don't know if we really got that in video, to be honest with you, but everyone was laughing because I really did run. That was fear, folks. I don't mind saying. Like I know these animals are like kind of cool and you want to see them and everything, but there's times you have to think to yourself, like, what's going on here? Like I did say to you earlier, like humans are top of the food chain, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. King Cobra time, right? But my attitude is changing. All right, I'm getting out of there. So I'm going to switch gears anyway. We've got 17 minutes left. No, we're 17 minutes into this. Um, Let me see. Yeah, for the next 30 days, maybe a bit of housekeeping. I don't know. The next 30 days, and I don't know what's going to come up yet. All I know is 30 days, one video per day. Put it up on the YouTube. Oh yeah, and further to that, I also have like 7 other videos that I need to build. Um, so they're cool. Some temples are in there from North Thailand. So if you want to take a look at that, if you want to have that meditative coffee, do you ever get tired? Like I did say, this is the channel of there are 4 conversation commandments. Number 1, no cursing. Number 2, keep it out of the gutter. Number 2, no promotion of drugs. Number 3, no promotion of oh Christ, what was it? No promotion of things that hurt people of some description. Like I don't mind talking about things, but like let's not promote them either. And then the fourth one was like, yeah, no politics, no religion. They're friendship breakers. I'll put that video in the link below, actually, just in case people forget. But that was a video I made to help me keep the lens that I look through for this YouTube channel that I give to you, hopefully for entertainment purposes. Hopefully you find this entertaining. If I ever do break any of those 4 rules, I will mention it in the front of the video. There's times I deliberate and I really am like, oh, why did I put those 4 rules in? Uh, but I did put them in for a good reason. So, for these temple videos, for instance, whilst Buddhism is an aspect of these videos, there is like Buddhism, the religion, and then there's Buddhism, like the philosophy and the spirituality. So they're getting in there without breaking any rules because it's on a spiritual level. I mean, I'm doing a walk through the temples, and you are living in your home in whatever country. You can literally watch the walkthrough with your cup of coffee or cup of chai or cha and just enjoy the temple walkthrough. And if you can find something beautiful out of that, then that's really the only goal of those temple videos as a gift to you folks. Because maybe you don't get the chance to travel. I know it costs money. It's gotten more complicated for different reasons as well. It's a shame. So yeah. I'm trying to think there's a homestay video series that's coming up as well. I did a homestay with a Thai family. I'm living with mummy, daddy, daughter, and I get to see local countryside. And those temples as well, funny enough. But the temple videos are not part of the homestay series. And further to that, like later on, there was also one or two interviews, but I plan on doing more as well. So that's all coming up as well for the YouTube channel itself. So other than that, I'm trying to think what I can really give you story wise. I mean, there's what I'm doing, of course. Maybe I'll just give that in a different video tomorrow in this podcast series. I was reminded somewhat sadly by accident by about this thing. Like I don't know what it was. I had done it by accident, thinking nobody was looking. I was in a bar. There was a particular song that was on, and a part of my it was just one of those songs, and a part of my drink I did in fact spill onto the floor. Like I tipped it in like onto the floor deliberately, but just like a small dash. And the guy that I was with, who I did not know was standing there, and he's like older than me too, and a solid guy. He said to me, "Huh, is that for the guys that are falling?" And I was like, I know I was surprised that he was there, but I was just like, yeah. My reflection here would be that, like, to the fellas that like are falling. I mean, sometimes they're not dead. Like, I remember thinking, like, yeah, what's that mean? Like, I know what he meant, and that is what I was doing. For the fellas that you miss, because sometimes they're not dead, but you'll never see them again. And I hope they're keeping well. If and when they ever die, like, I will never know. But I will remember, like, the experience that we had shared for whatever reason it was. And I say that as somebody who travels. I'm on like my 23rd, 24th country, I think. I need to do a video on that. Actually, I keep forgetting. I always miss one or two or something. So, and I hope you have those experiences too. Like again, yeah, I suppose I've said it before. Like, don't be afraid to go out and travel. I'm trying to think what story I want to give you. I'm not like going to fight. Excuse me. Going through a file of facts of stories. Trying to think of a country even. Germany. That's come up already today. Yeah, I'll do a German story really. Yeah, Germany and Germans are certainly interesting people. I do find that when I did go to Germany that one time, that I was expecting it to be so boring. Like the Germans aren't known for their comedy, let's face it, folks. And yet somehow in the last like 4 weeks or so, I have met like three, four, maybe five Germans, but definitely four. And they always do tend to be quite witty and interesting people. And where French are one way, like Germans are another way. I would say that they have a wit about them that feels a little bit Oscar Wilde, to be honest with you. Bear in mind, they're speaking English to me as well. So, yeah, the Germans, I have to say, even in the Germany, like that Germany, by the way, to get to it, the point there, was a lot more interesting than I was expecting. I forget what year I went in. Like, this was ages ago, like 2000 and, I don't know, it could have been 2009, 2007, something like that. And we flew into Dusseldorf, spent one night there. And Dusseldorf has a football team. I know I'm not into football. Maybe I did say that earlier. Uh, but I know that there's a Dussel, like back then, I was pretty much, I was starting to stop, and I had stopped watching football basically. But I remember Dusseldorf, it's a football team. They're a global brand, and when I got to Dusseldorf, I found that I was expecting like a big city. Instead, you've got all these trees, and it's a small town with like nice houses. It looks quite affluent, to be honest with you. I don't remember seeing much poverty there, and well, polite people, definitely rural. And I do remember being so surprised. And we were staying in this really nice kind of hotel, like again surrounded by trees. Good food. I mean, the food was nothing. It was really good food actually, but it was like sausages and potatoes, and then sausages, and then vegetables and potatoes, and then you have sausages. At which point you now realize there's like seven different types of sausage. I'm like, okay, cool, with vegetables. I'm like, okay, and then you add gravy if you want to, and I'm like, okay, is this all that's on the menu? Oh. I was like, no, no, no. Let's not forget like the pork shank or whatever that was. And like, I was like, no, I don't even know what that is. It wasn't quite a pork shank, but it was like meat and potatoes. I do remember thinking German cuisine is meat and potatoes. And I thought the Irish were bad guys. Like meat and potatoes, yeah, no problem. Chicken, mashed potato, vegetables, gravy. See how there's a pattern here? But yeah, the German, oh, big into the sausages. Different types of them too. And that was cool. And well-to-do, polite people. I thought that was really cool. They kind of enjoyed seeing us. We're running out of time here. But then we went to the Berlin, and the Berlin was a lot different. Very beautiful city, Berlin. I was not expecting that at all those monuments that you have. There's a Brandenburg Gate. I have to say that I was actually very impressed with that. The Berlin Wall, I was also quite impressed with that. I have a fragment of it somewhere, but I have no idea where it is anymore. It's a real shame, but it's out there somewhere in an Edinburgh city, lost. Perhaps in a Morningside, if that means anything to you folks. So yeah. I think on that note, guys, I'm gonna jump off early. All right, gonna jump away here. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. I'm gonna have to get this uploaded now within the next kind of half an hour. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have fun. Stay safe. If you have any questions or any topics that you would like me to talk about, put it in the comments below. Put it in the comments section below. Don't be afraid to ask or give some recommendations or give me some of those keywords. Like I said to you, like if somebody gives me a keyword, I'm like, oh, is there a story on that one that I have somewhere in my memory? So I'll give you that. Somebody's just messaged me, so I'm going to jump off here. But hopefully you had fun listening. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Smash those goals, smash those targets, look left and right, get it done, and may your God or your gods go with you on that journey. Thank you so much.